Hi, Jason Knott with CE Pro, and today I'm talking about wellness with Greg Calderon, Vice President at HP Products. Hi, Greg.
How you doing today, Jason?
I'm doing great. Thanks for joining me. Let's jump right into it, talking about central vacuum systems, which have long served an important role in keeping homes clean, but today with COVID, they have an even more important role that's talking about indoor air quality. How does the central vacuum system help improve indoor air quality?
Well, it's a great question. And as you said, central vacs have been around a long time. And we've always talked about clean air, but today means something more than it did before. People used to kind of believe if I can't see it, it can't hurt me. But we all know that's not true. Central vacs definitely is a completely fundamental different way to clean your home. When you use a portable vacuum, what people don't realize is that although you're sucking, you're vacuuming, you're also expending out and expelling out the air that you vacuum. With that comes dust, dirt, particles, and you breathe that. You smell that. A lot of people see that dust cloud that happens when you vacuum your house. A central vac works fundamentally different than that. Everything that's vacuumed into the unit gets removed from the room and moved to a different part of the house. So therefore, when you're vacuuming, you get clean air. You're no longer recirculating this dust. Dirt, allergens, dog dander, all those types of things get in the air.
Talk specifically about the technology in terms of the filtering system. Are these real industrial grade level filters that are in these central vacuum systems that stop these particles?
Typically, a central vac uses the same filtering system that's in a portable. The same technology exists with the HEPA filtration and things like that. The huge difference is that the filter's not in the room that you're vacuuming. With the central vac, the filter is in another room, or in a lot of cases, expended to the outside. So you don't have to, again, the air that's coming out of the unit is just as important as the air that's going in. So with a central vac, that system removes it from that room.
What advice would you give to integrators when they're talking to their customers on how they should discuss central vacuum and wellness as a wellness solution?
The most important thing for integrators is to be educators. When it comes to a central vacuum, people look at vacuuming, it's a chore. It's like taking out the garbage. It's really nothing, very sexy about it. So what an integrator, as an integrator goes into a home, they're typically looking at, the security of the home. They're putting in security systems for the, health and well-being of your family, as well as entertainment. Central vac can be looked at the same way, but from a wellness standpoint. It also gives you the health and security for your family when you vacuum your house. People don't realize that vacuuming the house is one of the biggest contributors to pollution in your home. Again, that dust and dirt that you recirculate. And some of these vacuums today, the portables, they're very good. They do a very good job of filtering the dirt, but it's the air. 100% of the air that you vacuum also gets blown back into the room. And sometimes that hits areas that haven't been vacuumed yet. So teaching homeowners the difference between vacuuming with a central vac and a portable is what integrators need to do. All dealers need to just give people the information to make a proper choice about how they want to clean their home. Because again, it has a direct impact on the cleanliness of the air in the room.
So during COVID-19, so many of us, including myself, are stuck at home and realizing that we need to do home improvements. I just remodeled a bathroom while we were quarantined. Central vacuum has always been known as something that's so much easier to do in a new construction environment. But again, we have all these consumers stuck at home in their existing homes looking for upgrades. Talk about the potential for central vacuum in a retrofit environment.
Usually every home can have a central vac. Obviously, when you're building a home, you can see behind the walls. That's the trick is the tubing system that carries this dirt and dust out of your room, lives behind the wall. So in new construction, it's pretty easy to do. For most dealers can install a system in probably about a day. But when you get into new construction, you have to be a little more cognitive of what's behind the wall, plumbing, electrical. So you needed a professional to do this, which with the integrators and the central vac dealers out there in our industry are that. They're experts. So they can come in and they can assess your home depending on the type of construction you have, and they can usually, in a day to a day and a half, put a system in. So again, it's a little more difficult on existing, depending on the construction. For instance, if you're on slab, you might have a little bit, less options versus maybe here in the Northeast, we have a lot of basements. It's pretty easy to do. So it's typically not a deterrent to getting a central vac. People think they can't get one in a retrofit or an existing home. It's just not true.
So we just completed a CE Pro deep dive study on wellness, and the data was enlightening because it showed that integrators are anticipating that the percentage of their projects that have some sort of a wellness solution will almost double post-COVID to pre-COVID. So can you talk a little bit about what do you think the long-term prospects of this wellness trend are specifically for integrators? Is it here to stay?
I believe it is. Something like this that has embraced our country, the world, doesn't just go away. I think masks will be around for a while. You're still going to see the remnants of this for a long time. And again, when you look at the integrators, when the integrators, what do they provide to homeowners? They provide security, entertainment, also communications. They connect them to the world. But when you get down to the security side, it's mostly, intrusion, fire, cameras and things like that. People don't think of vacuuming as a safety concern. And that's why I think it's just so important for right now to get the message out that there's a fundamental difference in the way you vacuum your home. Some of these more inexpensive portables are almost like using a blower inside the room. If you can imagine what that would be like. Again, you have to figure out not only the air that you're vacuuming up, but the air that you're expelling out. Where is it going? And with the central vac, you're removing that from the room completely. So most people say the thing they miss most about their portable, once they get a central vac, is they miss the smell, because the smell is gone. We all know what that smell is. So from an integrator standpoint, I think that they need to, as they're talking to homeowners about security and their health and well-being, that wellness part of a vacuum and something as simple as that, and to consider that. Again, I always tell our dealers, your job is to inform. Give the information. People don't realize this very basic difference between a portable and a central, and just inform them on how that air is moving around your room. Remind them about the dust cloud they normally see, that sun shining through the window, the streaks you see once you vacuum your home. A lot of people dust after they vacuum. That is because of all that has to settle down. You don't necessarily ever have to do that with a central vac. You don't get the dust. So if the integrators go out and talk about that as part of the security package for the home, I think it's going to serve them well. And I think it's got legs for a very long time, because it makes sense. It really just makes perfect sense.
Well, I agree. It's a new twist on a technology that's been around for a long time. Greg Calderon, HP Products, thanks for joining CE Pro today.
Thank you, Jason. You have a good day.